Good afternoon, all. Am I audible, Shubham?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And just tell me that if the screen is visible to you. Yes. Is it visible?
Yes, sir.
Great. So let's start. In today's session, we will see how to read any type of value, that is integer, float, double, string, from the console or the keyboard using different classes. There are number of classes available for scanning the values from the keyboard. Okay, so we will explore uh, two of them, which is simple one. In the IO package, we will see detailed of that. So guys, what is our aim? First, we have to create one class, and through that class, we will scan the two values from the user, make the addition of that two numbers, and then display what is the sum of that two numbers. Okay, so there are number of different classes are available. Okay, so first create the file, Java class file. Next, give the name, for example, demo scan. Then choose the location where we want to save. So in the desktop, Java program folder, finish. Okay, so it creates this class, public class demo scan. You can remove the public access specifier also. This is the constructor if you want, otherwise no need to write this constructor. Okay, it is by default present. Okay, so let's start with how to scan, suppose, two integer values from user. Okay, guys, we know in C language there is a scanf function for taking values from the user. Okay, then there are formatted, unformatted IO functions are available. In C++, we have seen that we use cin. C means console input. This is the object of particular IO class. Okay, so we will see, we have already seen that in C++. Similarly, in Java, what we have to use. So what is the problem statement? How to scan two integer values from the user and make addition of these two numbers and play it on the console. Great. So in Java, there is one class called as a scanner class. Okay. So using this is simple way to scan the values, either integer, float, double, or string also. So scanner class. Using scanners class, we have to scan the values from the user. So where is the scanner class present? It is a built-in class. First, it is a built-in class. Okay, and which package that scanner class is there? So scanner class is in the java dot util. This is the name of the package where this scanner class exists. So by default, java.lang package is imported, but java.util package is not imported by default. So we have to import the scanner class by using the keyword import, then Java is a main package. Inside that, util is a sub package. In util package, there is a scanner class. Guys, always class name is start with the capital letter. All the built-in classes, same nomenclature is applied in Java. So package name, sub package name are always in all small letters, but class name first letter is capital. If it is consecutive name is there, then Suppose demo scan. So D and S both are capital. Great. Hope you understand. Next, this is the scanner class we have to import, which is present in the java.util class. Then we have created our main method, public static void main. Inside that, write string args. So this is the main function. Now, guys, first create the object of the scanner class. So how to create the object in Java? So scanner, name of the class, give any name of the variable, for example, I. Okay, so I is the name of the object of scanner class. Okay, so I is the name of the object of that scanner class. Then use new to call the constructor. So calling this constructor, use new name of the class, that is scanner, and pass the argument from where we want to scan it, from system dot out system dot in. Input, we want to take the input, that is system dot in. This is the name of the stream, input stream, that is a standard input stream associated with your machine, that is a keyboard. Actually, most of time we have used it as a keyboard stream. So from that we have to scan. So this is the object I. Now it is linked with the your keyboard and RAM, and through using that object I, we have to scan the values. Okay, so let's take two numbers, number 1 comma number 2. So these are the two numbers. We want to scan the values from the user and save it into this number 1 and number 2 variable. Now, first give the message on the console. So how output looks like on the console? So output looks like on the console similarly. Okay, so I will show the output, how it looks like. So output will look like that, like this. First message is there, enter first value. Okay, after that console is blinking, user enters some value, suppose 11. After that, second message, enter second value. This is the second message. After that, cursor is blinking to take the values from the user. So 22, user enters 22. After that, at the end of that, write the message as a sum of two numbers is equal to, and what is the sum? That is 33. So this is the expected output of our program. So this is the output. As per the output, we have to design our code. Guys, hope you understand how output looks like on the console. So I will give the comment line to this code. Yes. Okay. Next thing. So first, enter first value. So this is the message. For that, to display the message on the console, we use print or println method. So system dot out dot print or println. Okay, so inside that, enter first value, that is the message. Okay, that message is displayed on the console. Next, we want to save our value into num1 first value. So there is one method, I dot next int. Great. So next int is a method to scan the value from the user by using which stream? That is the object I, which is a stream object of class scanner. So we want it next int method. What it returns? It returns integer value. So we want to store it into which variable? Num1. So num1 is equal to I dot next int, because next int is the method of the scanner class, which is non-static, means it is accessible by using its object name. So what is the object of the name of the scanner class? I. So I dot next int. So what it returns? Next int method returns integer value. So save it into num variable. Okay, it works similar to scanning. Okay, scanning integer value. Okay, so it works like the scanf statement or cin statement in C and C++ languages. Great. Guys, hope you understand. So next int method returns integer value. How it is called? First, check whether next int is a static or non-static. So if it is static, it is called by using class name. And if it is non-static method, then or instantiable method, then it is called by its class object. So it is a instantiable or non-static object name I. So I dot next int. So what it returns? Its return type is integer. So when it returns the integer value, we have to save it into integer variable num1. Great. Guys, hope you understand. Next, system dot out dot println. Okay. So inside that second, what is the second message? Enter second value. Okay, so simply write enter second value. This is the message on the console. Next, take the second value from the user. So how we can take it? I dot next int. Okay, so guys, as per the nomenclature of Java, if it is name of the method, then it starts with the small letter, but there is consecutive word in that method name, then its first letter is capital 1. So next int, n is small and I is capital. This is the nomenclature for method in Java. Okay, all built-in classes, same thing is applicable. If it is class name, first letter is capital. Okay, if consecutive word is there, then it's similarly D and S is capital like this. Okay, method names first character is small letter, but if it is consecutive letter, that is consecutive word is there, next and int. So int I is capital. Great. So I dot next int. What it returns? It returns integer value. So save that integer into second variable num2. Great. Guys, hope you understand. So it scans second integer value. Scan second integer value. Great. Now we want to make addition of these two numbers. So to make the addition, what we have to take one integer value, suppose sum. Directly we can declare and add here itself. It is possible in Java. So num1 plus num2. Okay. So add num1 and num2 and save the addition into third variable, that is sum. Okay. Now print the value of sum. So system dot out dot println. So what is the message on the console? So message on the console is sum of two numbers is equal to, that is constant part, but 33 is a variable part. So constant part we have to write into double quotes as it is. Okay. So if you want to use, okay, and plus name of the variable. So where the value is added, num1 and num2 added and save into some variable. So give the name of the variable sum. Great. Save it. Yes. Compile the file. Okay. Then execute the file. So this is the message, enter first value. So I have to enter 11, that is the first number, then enter the second value, then I have entered 22, then sum of two numbers is equal to 33. Great. Guys, hope you understand how to scan any two integer values from the user. Yes. Any doubts? Yes. Yes, Rohan. Yes, any doubts? Abhishek, till this. So, okay, so shall we move? Okay, before that, I will explain again. We have to scan the any two type of values from the user by using scanner class. Scanner is a built-in class present in the java.util package. So, in the scanner class, there are different methods: next int, then next double, next line, next float, next, like this. So each and every time next line returns the string, next double returns the double value. Means if you want to save any type of value or scan the any type of double value, so use next double, like this. If float value you want, then use next float method. If you want to scan the string, use next string. Okay, so let's check once again how it works. uh, Yes. So if you want to scan in same structure, how we can change it? Before that, when you create the object of scanner class, use scanner name of the object is equal to new scanner. This means it is called to the constructor. New keyword calls the constructor of that particular class and pass the argument to that constructor, that is system.in. So system.in is also called as standard input buffer or standard input stream. Through that stream, we have to scan the values from the keyboard and save it into the RAM. Great. So scanning integer, which method is used? Next in. For scanning float, which method is used? Next float. Okay. Yes. 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 Just respond. Okay. In chat window, I will see. Okay. So let's move. Okay. So I will show how to scan the string. So if you want to scan the string from the user, so how we can scan it? First, write system dot out dot println. Okay, give the message that is enter any string. Great. Now scan the screen from the user. So which I dot next line. So which method is there? Next line. What is the return type of the next line? It returns the string. So you have to scan that into particular string. Suppose S. Okay. So you have to write here string yes is equal to, okay, and display the string. So for displaying system dot out dot println, okay, display the string, that is string is equal to plus, okay. So this is the code for scanning the string from the user. Now scan, save it, compile it, then execute the file, enter any string, suppose Amol, and press enter. So string is equal to Amol. In this way, we have to scan integer, double, float, or string value. For that, different methods are there. Next line, next int, next double, next float. Using that method, we have to scan the particular value of type string, double, float, or integer. Great. Hope you understand. So using scanner class, we have do scanning of integer, float, double, or string values. Great. So now let's move to the Next point, how to scan the value from data input stream class. So okay, so I will make the changes in the same. So before I have copy and paste it into your chat box for your reference. Yes. Okay. Next, same code, using same code, how we can do it by another class. That class name, so class name is data input stream. So name of the class data input stream. So first, this is a built-in class. So this built-in class is present in which package? It is present in java.io package. Okay. So you can write import java.io dot star. What is the meaning of the star? Star means import all the classes present in the IO package. Okay, if you want to particular scan only particular class from that IO package, then write the name here. Similarly, java.io.data input stream, like that. Means data input, name of the class. So guys, just observe D, I and S are capital letters. Okay, as per the nomenclature of Java, how to give the name to the class, method, object or packages in the Java as per the nomenclature. Okay, great. So same problem statement we have to solve by using data input stream. Okay, instead of using scanner class. So guys, make the changes here. First line we have to change. What is java.io.star? Okay, it's also possible. Don't write the name of the class like data input stream. Okay, you can write io.star. So all the classes are available in IO package. We have to use in our code. Great. Now, first step is always to create instance of your data input stream class. So how to create the instance? Data input stream. Okay, data input stream, name of the class, suppose object. This is the class name, object. Then so create okay, so data input stream obj, object, name of the object. This is the object name. Now create the instance. So new data input stream, name of the class. Then here also you have to pass the name of the stream, input stream or input buffer, from where you have to scan the value. So this is system dot in. So system dot in is the standard input buffer name or standard input stream. Okay, so system dot in. Okay, next. Now here by using object dot readline. So this data input stream class having only one method, that is object dot readline. So it reads the line which is in the form of string only. If you want to typecast into integer, you can typecast it. Okay, so we will see that. Before that, what is the first message? The message on the console, that is system dot out dot println. Okay, so first message is enter first number. Great. Then second, that is this Object.readLine method scan the value, but what it returns? It returns string. But where we want to save it? Into integer value. So there are two integers, int num1 comma num2. So we want to save it into which variable? Suppose num1, first variable. So num1. But guys, it returns the string. So first typecast it. So in which class we want to typecast? Integer. In Java, every data type having its own class name. So integer, and this integer class contains one parsing method that is called as parse int. So parse p small, this is name of the method, consecutive word I capital. So using parse int method, what we have to parse int method. So parse int method. So what happens? Object.readLine scan the string. So string is written here. So we have to pass that string into integer by using integer.parseInt method. So integer.parseInt method, every class float.parseFloat like this, double dot parse double like this. There are the methods exist in your particular integer class. Great. So by this way we have to scan the first value. Okay. Now it's time to scan the second value. So system dot out dot println, give the message enter second number. Okay. Then scan the second value, that is num2 is equal to integer dot parse int method. Okay, and call the method that is object dot readLine. So readLine method scan the string. This string is in string. We have to typecast that string into num. Great. Now let's make the addition of these two numbers. So how to add it? Sum is equal to num1 plus num2. Great. But sum declared as an integer. Now last statement to display it on the console using system.out.println. Great. So sum is equal to plus sum. So save the program. Again compile the file. Yes. IO exceptions are there. Guys, unreported exceptions, because whenever some methods, that is parse read line, if it is throws, these are the methods present in the IO class, java.io package. So these methods are throws the exceptions. So always that class, so some try catch block is either used, or the simple ways, that is throws, use the keyword throws IO exceptions. Okay, so IO exception class, whenever there is any exception raised, that is reported to the IO exception class. Okay, so let's check it. IO, then again compile the file. So there is no any exception, because we have handled the exception by using throws keyword. Okay, so I will show you try catch block, throw keyword, and throws rethrowing of the object in the exception handling class, okay, or chapter. So before that, just learn if any method raise the exception while reading or writing the data. So these methods are always throws the exceptions, and for that purpose we have to write throws keyword and name of the class, which type of class exception, IO exception. So write this line to the main method. So it's responsibility of the main method who is calling to the main method, it's responsibility to take the care of the exception handling. Great. Let's execute the file. So enter the first number, suppose 22. Then enter the second number, suppose 33. Press enter. Sum is equal to what? 51, guys. Yes. Clear to everyone? Yes. So using data input stream class or scanner class, we have to scan the values from the user. But data input stream class is present in the java.io package, while scanner class is present in the java.util package. So, and the methods are also different. Here is only one method, that is readline is exist. Always it returns string, but as per our requirement, we have to typecast it. Data type casting. Casting means to convert. Okay. So in this way, we have to scan the integer values and okay. So guys, my question is, if I am not using this parsing method, what happens? Don't use parsing methods. Okay. And run the same code. Compile it first. Okay. Two errors. String cannot be converted into int because here int is sum is int. So in this line we cannot give. Suppose sum is in the form of string, then okay, sum is in the form of string, then concatenation is possible. Just compile it and check. Three errors. Okay, incompatible type. String cannot be converted into int. Okay, because plus operator, it acts as an addition. So hi, in this case, in the println method, it acts as an addition, sum operator, or concatenation of the two strings. But here it does not work. So it's this, that's why it gives the error. So always remember, we have to typecast it into particular data type, and then we will make the addition. For example, now if it is double, yes, it is possible. So what is the method name? Double dot double dot parse double. Similarly, parse int. Okay. Similarly here, double dot parse double. If you want to add two double values, okay, just save it, compile it. Possible lossy conversion. Okay. Sum is of type double sum. Okay. So let's try for the float. Float. And instead of parse float, Similarly here, parse float dot parse float, and write here initial value of float is equal to sum is equal to 0.0 f. Okay, let's check. Okay,
Float
possible
is spelling
lossy
system.
conversion from float to int. Somewhere we have made some mistakes.
Float is spelling, sir.
Yes. Here int num1 and num2 are in the form of int, but we want to require it into which format? Float. Okay, so data type of that is float. Otherwise, what it gives you? Possible lossy conversion from float. It returns float, and we have to take it into the integer. That's why it gives the syntactical error. Now just compile it first. Okay, one symbol cannot be found. Yes.
Sir, spelling mistake is there.
Where?
Float.
Num2 is equals to float parse float OAT.
Oh yes. Float. Yes. Okay. Now it does not give any compilation error. Now execute the file. Yes. So insert print point 20. Okay. 30.40. Yes. And output is 40.6 or 40.60. Great. Guys, in this way, we will take the different values from the user, either using data input stream class or use scanner class. Okay. So if you have any doubts, please ask. Otherwise, we will go for next. Yes. So now it's time for activity. 18 minutes are remaining. So activity is like this. I will give one problem statement. So what is the problem statement? Here I will give the problem statement. So take any number from user and find the given number is perfect or not. Or before that, I will give you simple. Take any 3-digit number from the user. Take any 3-digit number from the user and find the given number is Armstrong. Given number is Armstrong or not. Okay. So this is your problem statement. Take any 3-digit number from the user and find the given number is Armstrong or not. Okay. So for the scanning the value from the user, you can take either data input stream class or scanner class. Okay. So here is your on the Moodle. I have created that. Okay. So everyone do that and paste your answer in the Moodle. Okay. Okay, so here is also one program. You have to answer to this problem statement also, and this is the second one. Okay, So this is the problem. Take any 3-digit number from the user and find the given number is Armstrong or not. You can use any method, data input stream or scanner class. Also prime number program. Take any number from the user and find the number is prime or not. So your time starts now. Okay. So if you have any doubts, please ask or start writing code for these two problem statement and upload on the Moodle.